Inside Kelly Clarkson's private breakdown is a story far more complex than the headlines ever suggested. For years, the singer, talk show host, and pop culture icon was a symbol of resilience and positivity, juggling her career, family life, and personal challenges with grace. But as the cameras rolled and fans applauded, Clarkson was quietly unraveling behind the scenes. Now, after months of silence and speculation, insiders are shedding light on her emotional collapse and how she's planning a careful and deeply personal return to the spotlight. The warning signs were there, even if few recognized them at the time. In the final months of filming her daytime talk show's most recent season, Clarkson's presence shifted. Gone was the seemingly boundless energy that had made her one of television's most beloved hosts. Instead, viewers noticed a more subdued, distant version of Kelly. Her trademark warmth remained, but it seemed as though a heavy weight hung behind her eyes. According to multiple sources close to the star, the emotional toll had been building for months, if not years. Kelly was emotionally exhausted, said one insider who worked closely with her. She's been carrying a lot: her divorce, raising 2 young kids, maintaining a daily talk show, creating music, dealing with criticism, and holding everyone else up. Eventually, something had to give. What finally broke Clarkson's spirit wasn't a single moment, but rather the accumulation of years of non-stop demands, deep personal grief, and the weight of trying to be everything to everyone. After filming wrapped earlier this year, Clarkson reportedly told her team she needed to step away, completely. At the heart of her breakdown was unresolved pain from her high-profile divorce from Brandon Blackstock. Though the legal battle ended in 2022, those close to Clarkson say she never fully processed the emotional fallout. She kept going, one longtime friend explained. She focused on her kids, her work, anything to avoid sitting with the pain. But eventually the body and mind say enough. Her work ethic, though admirable, became a double-edged sword. Clarkson had always prided herself on being dependable. After all, she came from humble beginnings and had fought tooth and nail to build her career. That instinct to power through hardship was ingrained. But this time, pushing through wasn't sustainable. In private, Clarkson began experiencing symptoms of anxiety, burnout, and physical fatigue. Headaches, insomnia, and panic attacks became more frequent. She was just depleted, said a show colleague. She wasn't functioning. She was crying in meetings, forgetting things, feeling like she was losing control. Clarkson's decision to retreat to Montana was, in many ways, a last-ditch effort to save herself. She left Los Angeles behind and took her children to her remote Montana ranch, far from the limelight and relentless pace of the entertainment industry. There, she began the long and painful process of recovery. Sources say the change in scenery was critical to her healing. Montana offered Clarkson peace, stillness, and perhaps most importantly, space. She spent her days walking trails, journaling, cooking for her kids, riding horses, and reconnecting with her own needs. A spiritual counselor and trauma therapist helped her work through not just the grief of her divorce, but years of unprocessed pain and pressure. One person close to Clarkson said, "She finally allowed herself to stop pretending. She let herself be broken for a while. That's something she'd never done before." During this retreat, Clarkson reportedly avoided all media and social platforms. Her assistant fielded calls and handled business matters, while Clarkson focused on being a mom and a human being. She realized how addicted she had become to being productive, said the same source. She learned to be still. In that stillness, music began to return, not as a job or obligation, but as a refuge. Clarkson began writing again, often late at night when the kids were asleep and the Montana sky stretched wide and silent. The songs she penned were raw, stripped down, and deeply personal. They spoke of heartbreak, healing, loneliness, resilience, and the quiet strength that follows surrender. She wasn't trying to write a hit, said a music collaborator. She was writing because she needed to. It was cathartic. While there's no official word on when this new music will be released, those who have heard it describe it as some of the best work of her career. One person familiar with the tracks described them as haunting and hopeful, saying, "It's like she's emerging from the ashes." But Clarkson's return won't just be through music. Plans are already underway for a revamped version of her daytime talk show. Insiders say Clarkson has been in meetings with NBC Universal, discussing a version of the show that allows for more flexibility and authenticity. She doesn't want to go back to the same grind, said a producer. She's asked for a lighter taping schedule, more guest hosts, fewer episodes, and more time off between filming. She's serious about protecting her well-being. The network, recognizing Clarkson's immense value and the uniqueness of her voice, has reportedly agreed to the changes. The upcoming season will reflect Clarkson's new priorities. Segments will focus more on wellness, creativity, mental health, and honest, unscripted conversations. She wants to have real talks with people, said the producer. No more fluff. No more pretending. Beyond television, Clarkson is also considering launching a podcast focused on emotional growth, healing, and parenting. There are discussions about a book project, a mix of memoir and journal prompts, possibly inspired by her own therapy journey. She wants to help people, said a close friend. That's who she is at her core. She knows she's not the only one who's felt like they were falling apart. Clarkson's children have also remained central to every decision. She has reportedly adjusted her custody arrangements and filming schedule to ensure maximum time with them. They are her anchor, said the friend. Everything she does now is with them in mind. In addition, Clarkson has quietly overhauled her professional team. Those close to her say she let go of individuals who prioritize profits over her health. She replaced several high-level team members and brought in advisors who align with her values. She's cleaning house, said one source. She's building a new foundation from the ground up. And this time, it's rooted in boundaries and truth. The public has yet to hear from Clarkson directly. But when she does speak, likely during her first episode back, sources say she won't sugarcoat the truth. She's going to be honest, said a showrunner. She wants people to know what really happened. She wants to normalize burnout and recovery. She's done pretending. Fans may be surprised by the more subdued, centered version of Kelly Clarkson that returns. Gone will be the over-the-top set pieces and constant song covers. In their place, more real conversations, more music from the heart, and a host who no longer feels the need to perform at all costs. She's finally putting herself first, said a friend. For the first time in her life, she's not chasing approval or applause. She just wants to be well. Industry analysts predict Clarkson's next era may be her most impactful yet. Not because of flashy numbers or viral moments, but because of its honesty.